We will bury you. Those are the words of former Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev. But today, new leadership in the Soviet Union brings with it the promise of peace. Good evening, I'm Ted Koppel, and this is Nighttime.
This is ABC's Nighttime. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
He is the leader of the Soviet people. Is he friend or is he foe? Now kind enough to join us from the summit talks in New Jersey, the current Soviet Party chairman, Mikhail Gorbachev. Mr. Gorbachev, it's been said time and time again that the Soviet Union intends to overtake all of Eastern Europe. How would you respond to that, sir?
I beg your pardon.
Well, Afghanistan and Poland, for example.
Mr. Koppel, come on, we are helping them.
So what you're saying, sir, is that the Soviet Union is not trying to expand the communist bloc.
Mr. Koppel, you embarrass me.
Well, Mr. Gorbachev, you cannot deny the growing influence of the Communist Party in the Mediterranean countries like, well, Italy, for example.
Teddy, how you make me laugh.
Well, I suppose that the same hands-off policy could apply to Cuba?
Fidel is free to do whatever he wants.
All right, Mr. Gorbachev, one final question, if I may. Is world domination indeed the prime Soviet objective?
Нет.
Thank you, General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at Nighttime, good night.
This has been Nighttime, a presentation of ABC.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Cold but chilly.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get. Give me a light. Bud Light. So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Good, give me a light. No, Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
How do we know Ford is producing the highest quality cars and trucks designed and built in America?
Because a nationwide survey tells us so.
The survey covered owner-reported problems in areas like engines, electrical systems, brakes, starting and steering. And as a group, Lincoln's, Mercury's, and Ford cars and trucks were found to be the highest quality cars and trucks designed and built in America.
That's what happens when you make quality job one.
Quality is job one.
We'll be right back with more of the Joe Piscopo New Jersey special.
Wednesday.
She's here, Blake. She's in Hong Kong.
I presume you do have a room at this hotel.
I do, but I don't intend to spend the night in it. I told you I recognized you.
Double-click me!
Dynasty. Then on Hotel.
You just can't forget the office, can you?
What drew them together is tearing them apart.
It's impossible for us to go on working side by side like this. I'm leaving the St. Gregory.
Tomorrow.
To John Kaiser, who had 6 grand openings in 3 days, Repblic awards the first-class upgrade perk.
He's earned it.
Repblic Airlines.
What's this? Rykrisp. The body cracker, fiber-rich Rykrisp. The body cracker, fiber-fit. Taste this. 25-calorie Rykrisp. Rykrisp. The body cracker. Healthy diet, healthy, try it. Rykrisp. The body cracker. Eating right, eating light. Fiber fitness, taste delicious. Flavor cracker, fiber cracker, Rykrisp. The body cracker.
Applying for a loan can make anyone a little uneasy. You ask the bank for money, and they ask you a lot of questions. But if someone gave you the questions ahead of time, you'd know what to expect, and you'd know there's nothing to worry about.
Okay, from what I see here, that's all there is to it, huh?
For personal loans and the full story behind them, come to First of America Bank and get the borrowing book. Free at any office. It's the ultimate truth in lending.
Brighten up your afternoon with Benson and Too Close for Comfort. Tomorrow, starting at 5, here on TV 13.
From Holly Rock, California, the Flintstones, the Lost Episodes. And now the great one, Fred Flintstone.
You know, these Holly Rock audiences are the greatest in the world. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, before I go any further, I'd like to introduce to you one of the funniest guys I know, a great pal of mine, Bonnie Rubble. Bonnie, come on in. You know, you're looking great, pal. Lose a few pounds, eh?
Yeah. I haven't had any red meat since the Ice Age.
I lost a few pounds myself, but on that pterodactyl and grapefruit diet. You know, we're coming back on the air with some lost episodes of the Flintstones. Tonight, we're going to take a look at one of our favorite excerpts. Bonnie, why don't you set it up a little bit, pal?
All right, Fred, yes. This is the one where you blew your stack over your daughter Pebbles' new boyfriend. Oh, boy!
Watch this. Bonnie, I cannot believe that little daughter of mine, Pebbles Flintstone, little Pebbles Flintstone, 18 years old, Bon, is dating a Neanderthal man. A Neanderthal man, Bonnie.
That's not so bad, Fred. Betty's cousin is married to a Paleolithic man. Nice guy by the name of Link. One day he disappeared. Now they call him the Missing Link.
One of these days, Bon, one of these days, pow! Right to the sun god.
Well, look, Fred, maybe it's not so bad. You know, maybe it's just puppy love. Nah, it couldn't be. Dogs are higher on the evolutionary scale. All right, so maybe he's a nice guy.
Not the point, Bonnie. The point is that I'm a Cro-Magnon man. My father was a Cro-Magnon man. My father's father was a Cro-Magnon man. We're all Cro-Magnon men, Bonnie. All Cro-Magnon men. What are you laughing at?
I've met your sister, Fred. She's a Cro-Magnon man, too.
I can't believe it, Bonnie. I just can't believe it. Pebbles has the nerve to walk into my cave with a Neanderthal.
Yeah, the least she could have done was brought a guy home who could stand erect. Oh, look, Fred. Pebble must have left you a note.
Hey, read it, will you, Bonnie? Will you,
Dear Daddy, I went out to look for an engagement club.
Bonnie, we gotta stop him from getting married.
My sentiments exactly.
Come on, Dino, let's do it. Come on, faster, come on.
You paid a ticket, Fred.